I got a lot of stuff to talk about, mostly USC. We are talking about my USC GOATs, okay? And it's honestly gonna be a different, list than most people. It really is. I'm gonna say the list that everyone says, like literally everyone says and agrees to. John Jones, Habib, GSP, Anderson Silva, and Demetrius Johnson, aka Mighty Mouse. I'm gonna tell you one thing. Out of those 5 people, 4 of them are not on my list. In all honesty, especially the more the sport progresses, I like John Jones. His only loss was to some stupid rule, the 12-6, but now the rule's legal. So I feel like if the rule's legal, they should overturn it. I don't know, but I know it was like years before they overturned the rule, the 12-6 elbow. But then John got caught with PEDs, all this and that. Honestly, once a fighter gets caught with PEDs, banned substance, they get off my GOAT list. They can be a good fighter, of course. They can be like one of the greats. But I'm not going to say they're the greatest of all time, okay? And everyone says John Jones got robbed by Dominic Reyes. I watched the fight back plenty of times. At this point, I ain't going to say he won or he lost. Because Dominic, that was the best Dominic ever was. Then it's just been downhill for Dominic, sadly. And it's bad because he, anytime anyone bring him up there, bring up John Jones, I know that has to be annoying for a fighter. I know that has to. But I like John Jones. I do like him, but I just don't like people get caught with PEDs. I really don't like it. And another one, Anderson Silva. Then my mans get caught with PEDs. I mean, I know he's a spider. He's good and everything. I know he had that crazy win streak. A lot of fighters still haven't beaten it to this day. Of course, I think the only ones that beaten it was, I think, Islam. Islam's probably like tied with that win streak right now. So it's what I want to say. The cleanest champion is GSP. That's what I want to say. Yes, he got a couple losses, but he got his get back. He got those wins back. And he's never got caught for PEDs. He retired, he came back, choked out Michael Benson. Bad. I watched that fight recently. And yeah, he really just put the work on Michael. And I love my UK champion. He's a good guy, one-eye guy, or one-eye pirate. Wait, no, that's Shower Bullet. Let me not talk about him, though. That guy's a scumbag, though. That guy's a scumbag. I only say that because, he beat up a guy that was kissing his girlfriend in public. What the fuck? See, I know they got different customs in other countries, but it's like, brother, is this who we're going to beat up? There's not other people defined to beat up? You're beating up a guy that was kissing his girl? Not like he was cheating on his girl. If he was cheating on his girl, I was like, all right, that's understandable. But then it's like, still, you should not, beat his ass. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. And I like GSP, but I really haven't watched that much content on GSP. But just me looking at his resume and him as a person, see, this is the thing I do when I judge champions and GOATs. I just don't look at the fights. I look at everything. I look at their life. Have they been arrested 12 times? Do they beat their wife? How many times have they been arrested? Because I feel like our champions should be role models. Shout out to Luke Rockholden. He was a champion, not for long, but he's definitely not my fucking role model. He's not. Okay? So by default, I will lay GSP up there. I will. The next one would be Mighty Mouse. The UFC only let Mighty Mouse go because he cleaned out his division. And there was nobody there to challenge. And then he went to ONE FC, became the champion. He defended his title. How many times did he defend the UFC title? 10 plus times? Ridiculous number. No one's ever going to do that again, I feel like. Either because they retired for old age, most likely, or they lose. I don't see anybody doing that except for like one person. But I don't even think that person's gonna be in the UFC any longer, and we're gonna bring them up next. So I got GSP and Mighty Mouse. I know I said 4 out of the 5, but actually it's like 2 out of the 5. My next guy isn't Habib. I'll tell you why Habib isn't on the list. I love Habib. 29-0. Good record. Really good. But most of his wins were not in the UFC. But then, even then, it's like, Habib may start beating like high caliber people till Edson Barboza. And you see Barboza now. Excuse me. I mean, it is a good one. He was good back in the day, but now it's just like Barboza needs to retire, especially after losing Jalen Turner like that. You just gotta wrap it up, brother. You really do. Yeah, Habib hasn't fought good people since he started fighting good people ever since he fought Barboza, in my opinion. Calaquinta, I think he was solid. He was a solid fighter. I think that's how he won the belt. I'm pretty sure. And boy, oh boy, he beat Justin Gaethje. He beat Poirier. He beat Conor. But then it's like, who else did he beat? It's like there's not that many, but I know he's 29-0, but I can't really give it to him. And I love Habib. But most of his wins were not even in UFC. It really wasn't. Like, we're just talking about UFC GOATs here. Like, this is the video. UFC GOATs. I ain't talking about all the other shit. I'm talking about UFC GOATs. Okay, UFC wins and losses. All right? Like, I would put, personally, I would put Daniel Cormier over Habib. Okay? He lost to John Jones twice, but really once. Like I said, he got caught with PEDs. And I gotta repeat myself. I like John Jones, but it's like, you can't. Everyone wants to talk shit about TJ Dillashaw getting caught with EPO, Mr. EPO, but they don't want to say nothing about Johnny Bones. They don't want to say nothing about that. It's like double standards, you know? It's honestly funny. I want to say over Cormier over Habib because he held 2 belts at the same time and defending them. Okay, that is a feat that a lot of fighters would never touch. That will never touch. All right? So I'm definitely put Habib's honorable mention, like top of honorable mention, but I will put DC over DC over Habib. Personally. Just my opinion. I don't give a fuck if you agree or not. I'm just stating what I believe in. That's it. And another person I'll put over Habib, Islam. Islam fought Charles Oliveira, Dan Hooker, Drew Dober, Bobby Green. I know those last 2 are shit. Did I say Dustin Poirier? He beat Americano. He beat Arman. And look how good Arman is right now. And that was on the lightweight division. He tapped out Charles Oliveira 2nd round. Then he moved up and just took the welterweight division belt off JDM. JDM couldn't do a fucking thing. And I was over here thinking that JDM was going to put the hands on Islam. He's going to put those Aussie hands. Those kangaroo hands. He did nothing. My man literally couldn't do anything against Islam. I mean, it was honestly sad to watch. It was really sad to watch. He's defending the lightweight belt more than Habib. Then he moved up and won another belt. Bro, he's already automatically over Habib already. Yes, he lost one time. He lost one time. After that streak. A streak. And I think he's tied with Anderson Silva with the amount of, wins in a row. Or at least under one, 15, 6, it's something like 15 or 16, something like that. But and like I said, Anderson Silva is on the list because after everything was said and done and he broke his leg on Chris Ryman, it was just all downhill. Like, all that stuff counts. We just don't stop the resume when he starts losing. No, you include it. you included. So I got DJ, GSP, DC, Islam. Now I need another one. Hamzat Chimaev is the last one. I'm lying. Did you really think I was serious? I knew when this guy was going to win the belt, he wasn't going to fight. Did he get hurt in that fight? No, he held down DDP for 20 minutes, 19 minutes. Why is the guy not fighting? Y'all waited for this man to be champ just for him not to fight, and now he's already talking about moving up to fight Alex. In the fucking light heavyweight division, brother, you haven't defended your belt once. At least defend your belt once, then move up, and don't get a title shot immediately. At least win one, then fight for the belt. Only because you're undefeated. That's what I'll say, but don't give this fucking guy the title shot immediately. But I know UFC is a business. They just want money, they want the clicks. Honestly, I haven't gave it as much thought that far into who was the last person I would pick. And I just don't want to choose anybody. I'm not choosing Kamaru Usman. This guy fought Kobe like 3 times. Kobe sucks. Kobe's actually horrible, and he fought Masvidal, who sucks. But like when I say suck, like suck in their league. I'm not saying like any average guy could kick their ass, of course. Like that's the farthest thing I'm saying. But it's like the competition is so verse that it's hard. It's hard to become a champion. It really is. And it's like I don't want to say Ilya, because who the fuck did Ilya fight before he fought Volkanovski? And Volkanovski, you know, he got head kicked by Islam. Then he wanted to fight 2 months later. Who fights 2 months later after getting knocked out? That was probably the dumbest thing Volkanovski ever done in his career. Ever done. Like, he fought Josh Hammond, yeah. And before that, he fought Bryce Mitchell, Damian Jackson, Ryan Hall, I think is his name. Now, he really didn't fight that many big names until he fought Volkanovski, Max Holloway, and Charles Oliveira. And we know his situation. So I'm not putting him in the GOAT list. And it's hard for me to think on the last one. I'm not going to say BJ Penn, because BJ Penn record is up and down. And like, I'm including wins and losses, because you can have a good loss. You can have a good loss. You really can. Especially if it's like a war and it goes to decision and you lose to that guy. But that guy goes and does something greater and you're still at the high level yourself, that means something. So I've taken a lot of things into account when I put these people on my GOAT list. And it's hard for me to think of anybody else. For women, I love Shevchenko. I love Weili. I mean, you can't go wrong with Amanda Nunes. Just how much she's the only woman that held 2 belts. But then it's like the division was so vague. I definitely don't put Ronda Rousey up there. Hell no. How was she throwing punches? Let me stop. Like, I don't like it. You know, it's hard. I have to take a lot of things into account. And I don't like her personality. She seems very smug, you know. But other than that, I guess I got 4. I don't want to, like, have an impulse decision on the last one. I want to, maybe, I don't want to say Alex Pereira. He got speed around, bro. He knocked out, Strickland? They got the title. I don't want, bro. And people would say he lost to Jan. I remember watching that fight live. I thought Jan won. But, you know, that's another day to discuss. Yeah, I like Merab too, but, well, shit. Merab is a good one, only because I know he just lost the belt. But he beat a lot of former champions before he even got that belt. He's defended the bantamweight title the most out of anybody in history of the UFC. You know, he beat Henry Cejudo, he beat Sean O'Malley twice, Peter Yan, Michael Morales. Like, those are all former champions right there. I'm probably missing somebody else. So, I don't want to give an impulse decision on the last one, but those are my GOATs so far. Let me know what are your GOATs. I love having these conversations, but thank you for letting me take the time of your day. You beautiful people. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.